So here's my page that I worked on, and I thought about this, and I thought, how can I take this cultural icon and, if you will, and sort of alter it? What could I do to this to kind of create some kind of design? So I can be creative with something that I started with that maybe wasn't creative. And I could take that thing and kind of flip it, right? There's a way to kind of think about creativity in another way, and that is like, how can I take what I know about design, what I know makes things interesting, how can I take that and really work with it and make something new from what already looks like something that's not creative? So I thought, what if I start to connect some of this? Like, what if I connect these dots? Like, what if I can kind of look at this and think about, like, what would that look like? What if all these eyes, or the eyes of this one smiley face, were kind of sending out daggers, if you will, to the others? Like, what would that look like? So then I could just start and try it. In like every certain amount of space, I can kind of go ahead with my ruler and make that and see. Part of being creative is just taking what you already know about design, which is repetition always makes for interesting design. So here I am, I'm repeating a straight line from the eye of my original design out, and I'm just trying new things, trying something new. I'm taking something I know, which is repetition is one of the elements of design, right? And I'm taking that element and I'm incorporating it in to that design that wasn't very creative, to try to see what happens. So part of being creative is thinking about what you already know and taking what you already know and incorporating it into what you've done to make something new. So I made the smiley faces, then I just duplicated my smiley faces, and now I'm incorporating the element of repetition into that icon, really. Like, everybody knows the smiley face, right? So the smiley face is important because we all know it, right? It's a cultural thing. We see smiley face shirts. We even saw smiley face in Forrest Gump. I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie. But they figure out a way to sort of incorporate a cultural icon, which is smiley face. Who doesn't like a smiley face? They take it and they incorporate it into that movie that's supposed to be about culture and about the evolution of American culture. Now, they got some things wrong in that movie that were before their time, like Apple stock. Apple, the company, hadn't even been created yet, and Forrest Gump buys stock in Apple. So that was silly because it didn't exist. But you get the idea that they were trying to use that smiley face, which did already exist, to sort of talk about culture. So now I have all my circles, and they're sort of connected now. They're connected to each other. And I can keep going with this. Like, I can pick another eye, this eye to this smiley face, and I could do the same thing from this eye, right? I can do it the same way I started with the one. And I can go all around this paper and keep doing it until all of the left eyes have these lines coming from it. So you can see I took something that really wasn't innovative or creative, And I'm making it creative with things I already know. I know the elements and principles of design. I can take those elements and principles of design and apply them to a cultural icon and make something new. Okay, guys? So when you're looking at your paper and trying to evaluate, were you creative? One of the things we're looking for is, did you connect these or did you leave them separate? So did you stay within the bounds of that circle, or were you willing to break out of the bounds of that circle? Were you able to use some of the elements and principles of design that you already know to incorporate design into your drawing? So remember, all the things that we're putting in your toolbox this semester are going to help you to be creative and have imagination. So when I say be creative, what I really mean is use all the tools that we work on together. Use those tools in ways that you may not have initially thought of. So sometimes your first idea is not your best idea. All right, you guys. So I want you to look at your paper and see how you did. And don't be hard on yourself, because we're going to create an atmosphere that's going to help you to be creative. So let's watch this next video together and see if we can use some of the information from this video to figure out how to incorporate things we learn, our knowledge, into creativity. All right, guys, thanks.